AT&T Stadium in Houston. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
He'll look to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
First down, Vikings.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
That's caught. Puka Nacua. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Loss of 1. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. Ungainable 11 on the play. 1st down, Vikings.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
1st down, Minnesota.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Paul. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Lloyd gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the 1st half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fighting him off. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Texans will take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilkins. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
At the 30-yard line.
Paul ought to give up the middle. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Here's 3rd and 3.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And the slot man goes in motion left. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for a Houston Texans.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Houston set to take over. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilkins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Vikings.
They're going to look to throw. He gets it underneath to Hall. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He finds his man complete. That's Wilkins. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And this one is right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10 to 3. So it's 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. But I'm not sure that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us? Let us go for it? We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Pass complete there to Nakua.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So that penalty will back him up half the distance to the goal line. A handoff for Hall. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. They'll give to Hall. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff running through the middle. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw. It's caught. Mitchell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple. And it's 2nd down. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
2nd and 11. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
A gain of 15. First down, Vikings.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and
Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd and 4. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And they'll send the tight end in motion. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilkins. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2nd down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with the clock at all zeros, they get the touchdown to make this just a one-score game into the lockers.
And you know what else it does besides boost their confidence? It doesn't change your game plan any. See, if they're down bigger going into the half, you may have to revise what you plan to do in the second. But now in this spot, within one score in striking distance, you go ahead and keep playing and do what you've worked on all week long.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you, too, in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, and it's the Colts who have the lead in that one. Traylon Burke.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll set up to throw. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Wilkins. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw here. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Coverage defensively by Micah Parsons.
He'll look to throw. Pass complete there to Harrison. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Back to throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilkins. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now back to throw. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Texans have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead.
Well, they were down 6 at intermission, but they quickly erased that deficit. And, Charles, now they've got a chance to take the lead.
And while being down 6 points, obviously not an insurmountable lead, tying a game up, that just relaxes a whole team, doesn't it? And now when you add the extra point and you go up, you really feel good about what you've accomplished.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will put them on top here in the third. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now out comes Minnesota.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They'll look to throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Harrison. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 26-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
The Texans take over first and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Back to throw. And it's complete to Mitchell. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by DeMarvion Overshown. And the Vikings are going to get the football back at their own 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that went to the right side and incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. The Texans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
Here comes third down and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. 2nd and 9 now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. On the return is Sims. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Here's a give to Hall. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll go again with Hall. Gets past one man, and he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings' 40-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Vikings' 24-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
They'll run with Hall. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run. And that's a nice job there, getting the safeties involved in run support.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Texans are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Point after, right down the middle. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Vikings offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. In just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. On play action, they'll throw. Finding Hockenson here on the out route. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings 1st down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Paul bringing it in. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 77 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To the right side, and he's got more, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll drop the throw. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They'll set up to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hockenson from 8 yards out. And the Vikings have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. They'll try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 38-yard line.
Slot man moves right. 2nd and 3. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Hall again. And the Texans are going to have a first down, and that is the big one, as they should be able to run it out from here. And they will take a knee here. 2nd and 11 now. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And bulldozing his way through. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Breece Hall with career touchdown number 70 as his guys are able to extend their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 9. A little under a minute to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock, look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, and he gets them to 1-0. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the